Hello, I'm Jazmin Taylor with IM News, and I have Councilman Ron Deabreu. How are you today?
Good evening. Yeah, fine, thanks, I think.
You're fine. You had a huge part to deal with this. Can you tell me what goes on months prior to this event?
What goes on? I guess it must be the late evening ideas that are made up in the back of the porch as the mist comes off of the lawn in the backyard. I think that's actually where it started. Both my wife and I have a fondness and a love for jazz and all types of music, but jazz, it has a special bond for us, especially if, when we listened to the music when we were dating and looked at each other's record collections, we had the same CDs, and I mean, how can you get better match than that, So I think that's where it all started, and then it just grew from there.
Has the support been here with Lawnside Borough?
It's funny because we with the marketing folks, they sent out tons of information. But you know what really sold this? And to Crispen to attest to this, the personal testament, they wanted to see us. They wanted to hear our voices. They wanted to hear we are the voices talking about what the music means to this borough, what we mean to the borough, and what this school means to bring our people together. I mean, this was so important for us because it was not only about, the PTA doing this. There's folks that came in this building tonight that haven't been here since the extension was added. They haven't been here since they moved out of the borough. But now they're coming back for something that was a collaborative event, not only between the borough and the PTA, but we have strong representation in the Benson Museum and the Historical Society. When we met with them for the first time, we were not out the door until 5-10 minutes. We were inundated with their emails to say, okay, what else do you need from us? The Facebook, the whole social media additions from them. So the support from them was just representative for us of the voices, and that's why it just made sense for us that we are the voice.
Wow, that's so great. Now I have to ask, what is next with Lawnside Borough?
Well, there's a number of initiatives, and unfortunately I can't speak on that side because of where I position myself, but I can tell you where our kids are, we're actually in pretty good hands. I look at my daughter, who started here in kindergarten, and the fact is that she helped us connect the dots with some of the marketing plots that Crispen laid out and the groundwork. It was unbelievable. And to see that being nurtured here, I think Lawnside is in good hands. And I see her classmates, how they've bounced in, and they were remarkable. All she had to do, we didn't say, Veronica, which kids would you like? Or I'll take my student government, my junior PTA. She already hadn't picked her team. So to answer your question, I feel that we're Lawnside, what it has for Lawnside, with our kids the way they are, and the grades in which is representative of that as well. On the state scores that we're seeing now, it's not necessarily reflected on some of the social medias that we've seen, but that's in essence what we are looking to change and improve. So to answer your short question, with that long answer.
You're fine. Yes, it does make sense. It's so great to hear great things are still happening alongside.
Oh, indeed. And mayor and council have been so supportive. It was, Ron, have you guys thought about this? As soon as we came up with a solution or an idea, they came back to say, okay, well, what about this? Well, what about that? And so that was the additional support that we had, not only the other organizations within the borough. The Town Watch, for crying out loud. The Car Club. You name it. These groups came out for us. And again, if you can't acknowledge that's indicative and representative of the community, then I'm not sure. I need that connection. I don't know where you guys grew up, but I grew up in a small town in Long Island, New York. I'm originally from South America, and I remember growing up in khaki pants, and I see those pictures. I don't even recognize that kid, but I look to where I am now, and I have a strong sense of identity and pride to the same kid that I knew back then to how I've grown in this borough. And I see my kids growing that way, and it's just remarkable.
That's really great. Thank you so much, Mr. Ron Deabreu.
Well, thank you.